interest. Anything we need to note here, Dave? Okay, no declarations we're aware of. If that changes during the meeting, then you're welcome to come in at any point and ask for advice. So item 4 then is the first substantive report on today's agenda, which is the Green Meadow Farm Rejuvenation Project, the construction. Over to Beth for today. Beth.
Thank you. So essentially the purpose of the report today is to seek approval from Cabinet to award the construction contract for the Green Meadow Farm Rejuvenation Project following the outcome of the tender process and the total value of the construction contract being at 3.723 billion. As we know, Green Meadow Farm is a much-loved attraction amongst the local community, and as you'll be aware, the farmers face many challenges, including decreasing visitor numbers, which has impacted on its income generation, and ultimately the model became unsustainable and reliant on subsidisation by the council. An ambitious business plan and support investment was approved in 2022, and this was subsequently reviewed in 2023, with a further decision made by Council in September of last year to approve the additional investment, enabling the project to proceed and to deliver the ambition of an all-weather, all-year commercially viable destination offer. This brings the total capital budget up to 3.738 million, excluding external funding allocations. In addition to the agreed capital budget, there was a further opportunity to access Welsh Government grants to support low-carbon green energy solutions for the site that would future-proof the infrastructure. This was successful, and the funding profile is set out within section 5.8 of the report for your information. This brings the total project budget up to £5.472 million. On the back of that investment, we've obviously been progressing with the works necessary. This has included the development and the publication of the invitation to tender, which was published on Salt to Wales in April of this year. We secured 4 tenders which were submitted to us in June, and we've now gone through the process of evaluation. These were scored on a 60 quality and 40% price basis and ranked accordingly as outlined within the report. Based on the table within section 4.5 of the report, we seek approval to award the contract to contractor number 4. Throughout the process, there's been consultation with the procurement team and also the finance legal teams within the authority. Section 6 provides a budget overview, which breaks down the total budget for the project, and that is split between the construction element and non-construction costs, which covers the visitor aspect of the proposal and also the contingency that we currently have available within that budget. The contractor has proposed some cost-saving measures that has enabled them to come in on that budget, and an initial view feels that these are acceptable proposals. Our technical PM and QS will work through those proposals prior to any contract being signed to ensure deliverability. Important to note, and outlined within section 3 of the report, that the current programme timeline that's been submitted as part of the tender states a 36-week construction period. All of the bids came over the current anticipated 30 weeks. However, again, there will need to be a conversation with the contractor post the decision today to understand that timeline in more detail and to explore opportunities to how we can ensure an April 25 opening. Once that work's been concluded, we can obviously bring that information back in as necessary. So the recommendation within the report is that the contract for the Green Meadow Community Farm construction element at 3.723 million is awarded to contractor number 4 following the outcome of the tender process. And to note that as this is an urgent decision linked to the timeline, that the decision will not be subject to call-in. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth, and thank you for your hard work on this, alongside other team members. Fiona.
I just wanted to say that this is a huge step in the journey that we've been on as the farm, and you know, the real realisation, because once we get spades in the ground, I'm sure that my officers, as well as myself, will be deeply relieved. But I also want to give my personal thanks to Beth. Beth joined the authority and very quickly got given this particular task, which has not been an easy challenge, and it has had a very high optics as well with the public, and she's done it with grace, dignity, and incredible intelligence. So I just want to give you my personal thanks for your efforts. You know, we still have challenges to go through. There's no doubt about that, but there is a team behind this, myself and these officers, that work diligently to try and bring together the vision that I believe that all Cabinet, all Council actually have in support of what is a fantastic facility, or will be a fantastic facility. And also another game changer for me during this journey was the consultants, Gaynor Coley and Coley Hill, because it's the two of them, I should say, so the company Coley Hill, and their vision in the fact of trying to realise the values that we see for the farm, those green, those community, the actual farming values all coming together. So, as you can probably tell, members, I am rather excited. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Fiona. Thank you for your leadership in this too. It's much appreciated. And Beth, you know, I always say around here, if you get given a difficult job, take it as a compliment.
Right.
Various members of the Cabinet laughing at that from personal experience. But yeah, no, I share that excitement really. And obviously, in today's age, people are very cynical, and as with all of these projects, the difficult bit comes at the start when you're trying to lay the foundations to make the project work, and the exciting bit doesn't come to the end. When stuff starts happening, and then people can finally get in there. But I really look forward to the day when we can get, especially young people, into the farm again and get a facility with a real positive future there. As with any capital project, there are competing sort of demands on our funds. Maybe considering this morning's discussion, it might be worth having a seminar on capital, perhaps in the autumn, where we can talk through the limitations on our budgets, what we can and can't do, the different possibilities that are there, but also get a bit of realism in that conversation. Because I think sometimes there's a lack of realism, and also sometimes some false equivalence. Like if we don't do one thing, then we could solve all the problems of the world. The farm's always been a pretty straight choice for me. You either invest in it or it would die on the vine. So I'm just glad that we've taken that first approach, and I look forward to the realisation of it. Any questions, colleagues? If not, sorry, Sue.
Just something to note, really. It always reassures me when I see that scores for the preferred contractor and the next possible are quite close together, because that always reassures me that the tender that's been put forward is realistic. So that was good to see. The other thing, if there is a slight delay, I'm guessing from the calculations that it would still be open well ahead of the end of the school term. So we're not talking in the territory of missing those key opportunities of school holidays. So that's all good to note. And yeah, just well done on a really thorough procurement exercise by the look of it. Thank you.
Great, thanks, colleagues. Are we happy then to move to the recommendations at paragraph 8? Under 8.1, it's recommended that the contract for the Green Meadow Farm construction element is 3.7 million or just over, is awarded to contractor 4 following the outcome of the tender process. And 8.2, as this is an urgent decision due to programme timescales, the decision will not be subject to call-in. Is everyone happy to approve those recommendations? We're all happy? That's all in agreement. Thank you very much. And thanks again to Beth for the report and for her hard work. That closes Cabinet today.